So I haven't washed my hair in 3 days or so. 3 days. So that's good. I'm going to, whoops, drop stuff. I'm going to comb through it and then start putting it up with some duckbill clips. So I'm going to dip the liner powder into this. Well, it's unlikely that I'll need all of it because my hair is quite short compared to what I think this is supposed to be preparing for. I put all of it in because I don't really have a way of saving it. And then I'm going to dump the developer that they gave with it. And then mix it around until it's about the consistency of toothpaste with the brush that they provide. So I think this is a little too thick. So I'm going to put a little bit more developer in it. So I think this is good. It's kind of liquid, but not really. So I think that's where I want it to be. I'm going to try and wipe some of it off the brush so that I can have better control. Okay, so brush is relatively clean. Just gonna start going in. And grab a relatively small part. I'm wanting to leave my root intact. I want to just go through the mid-ends, the mid-length and the end. And then I haven't decided if I'm actually going to do my roots or not, so that's just to prevent hot roots, and then I might go and bleach my roots. I don't know. I'm scared too. You do need to be quite liberal with your application of this. If I fuck up the ones down here, I'm fine with shaving that off. Like, that's no problem. Technically, I'm fine with shaving all of this off if this goes horribly. I've watched a lot of videos to see what a proper amount of bleach looks like. Maybe you guys know that I just missed a shit ton. I keep fearing that I'm not putting enough on it, so I just keep going and putting more on it, and I don't know if that's worse or not. Clearly, I don't know what I'm doing. Typically, it's trying to start in the back because that's the part that I can see the least. So I don't want to start working in the front and then obscure what little chance I have of seeing the back. Oh yeah, that's going blonde. That's going blonde. So I'm gonna get this a little wet on the inside and then put all this up for about 40-45 minutes. Been about 20 minutes. Looking good. Looking good. It's still warm. It's still wet. Yeah. I'll just keep going. There's a bit of brown right here that I'm a little concerned about though. Gonna see if I can squish some bleach into it. Yeah, I might have some patches. We'll see. Alright, so it's been about 40 minutes. Some of it is very yellow and some of it is very orange, and we're gonna go dye. We're gonna go wash it out. Because it's definitely been too long. I don't know why that color differentiation is happening. I do have toner. That's what we're gonna be doing next. Let's see. Alright, so this isn't exactly the color that I want. It's a little too dark. So I'm gonna bleach it again. I gave it a couple of days, so it's now Tuesday morning. I first did this Saturday morning, so I gave my hair plenty of time. Didn't apply any heat. Yeah. I'm gonna section out the areas that are darkest first, because there's two things that I did wrong last time. One, I didn't move fast enough, which means that the stuff that I put bleach on first ended up getting lighter than the stuff that I put bleach on last, which makes sense. That's my fault. I didn't move fast enough because I was too nervous. And then secondly, I used the brush, which I think that came with the kit, and I'm pretty sure the brush that came with it isn't that great, because I noticed when I was applying it that it would often start like removing the bleach that had been applied and making it more streaky, and that's why I end up having like some sections where like areas are bleached and then other areas are not, like up here, because I applied bleach to all of this, which is why some of it lined, and then as I moved the brush down, it kind of moved the bleach around and didn't coat the hair, even though it should have been. So I'm going to use my fingers this time. I didn't get a professional brush, but I have more control with my fingers of what kind of gets like patted in instead of moving it. So that's my two plans. I'm going to section out my hair again, pretty similar to what I did last time, but I'm going to try and keep the darker stuff to the side and then the lighter stuff to the side. So then I can bleach the darker stuff first. And then additionally, my hair is still pretty soft. It's not like gritty at all. It's not, it doesn't feel like hay. There's times that I've went to a professional to get bleached, and afterwards it felt like hay after the first time. Like, it was super coarse and bad. My hair is definitely in better condition right now than the one time that I've had it professionally bleached. So that's good. I'm gonna be using 30 Developer again. This time I'm going to leave it on max 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes if it's not looking light enough. But really, I don't need too much more lift. And I'm using 30 volume still. I have 10 volume that I could mix with the 30, but I'm not going to because they're different brands and I'm a little scared about that. So, let's see how this goes. I know that I'm not going to damage my hair. I'm just scared about it being spotty again, essentially. That's the worst that's gonna happen. So, gonna mix it up exactly like I did last time. I'm gonna mix the entire thing, because last time I also don't think there was enough bleach. Like, the amount of bleach that I had at my disposal, I used all of it. And clearly, I don't have that much hair, technically, because it's only down to my chin and a third of it's shaved off. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, let's go, and then I'll tone it and dye it afterwards. So yeah, I'm gonna brush through it and then section it and then bleach it. Another thing is that I think my sections were too big last time, which I think that hurt because I was trying to bleach too much at once. So I'm gonna try and go for smaller sections this time, which means I'm going to split that into two. I have plenty of clips. That's not a problem. I have plenty of clips that I can do whatever with. And I'm gonna be starting with the stuff on the top this time instead of the stuff on the bottom, since the stuff on the bottom's lighter, because it was bleached first. See, I got a little bit of hot root. I guess the problem is that no one really defines where your root is for bleaching and where hot root would happen. So I didn't realize that how far up I'd gone would have been the root and would have been hot rooted. So that was unfortunate. I'm honestly probably not going to really go up to the root because the root is, for the most part, the color that I want. So I don't need to do the root again. So consistency of my bleach, still like kind of liquidy. Try not to dump it out. And again, I'm not going to be using that brush. I think that was part of the problem last time. So I'm going to start with the pieces in the back so I can still easily see them. Where is my piece in the back? Is it this? This one. Starting at the top. So I need to get this dark stuff back here first. So there's that very dark strand right there that I'm gonna go for first. Make sure that gets really good. It will probably still be lighter or darker than the rest of everything, but it's the one that really needs the darken or the lightening right there. I want to make sure that I at least get it this time. See, these are the parts that I'm only going to do the end because that is a good color. Okay, gonna put this up in the bag and then check back in 20 minutes. Left it on for 20 minutes. That's looking pretty close to the color I want. I think this needs to develop for a little longer, but this stuff up here, I think I can wash out. So, gonna shower, gonna check back in after that. But it's looking good. Alright, it's time for me to tone. I did a strand test down here with a Wella T28 toner, and I think I liked how it turned out. I'm also scared because there's still some orange in this, so I think I'm just gonna do the purple toner again, and if that doesn't look perfect or it looks too brassy still, because realistically I need more of a blue toner, because I realized that this brassiness isn't because of not bleaching enough, it's just because I had brown hair. This is about as light as it's gonna get. So I think I'm gonna do the purple, hope for the best, and then if that doesn't work, then I'm still going to just put the purple dye over it, and then wait a bit and wait until like that washes out, and then do a more ashy toner if need be. But yeah, so let's put the oVertone purple purple toning conditioner back in and leave that for like probably 10 to 20 minutes. It says only a couple of minutes on the bottle, but I think I need it to go longer. And my hair is about 70% dry. It's pretty dry. Not dry, but gaming. So let's go. And then I'm going to apply the purple dye to completely dry hair because then it'll penetrate a bit more than if it was wet. Alright, so done toning. It actually is looking pretty good. It's still a little brassy, but I think that's just because I need an ashy toner and I have a purple one. And purple is violet, ashy is usually blue. So, can't do much about that right now. That's fine though, I think this will at least cover it up somewhat. So for dyeing, I'm trying to go for a pastel purple, and I am cheap, and I didn't want to spend the $32 on a full thing of pastel purple from oVertone if I didn't like it. So I spent $18 on the daily conditioner instead of the deep conditioning. I saw someone else do this on YouTube where they ended up using extreme pink, and it came out pastel pink when they just used the daily conditioner without anything underneath. So just blonde hair, daily conditioner in the extreme turns pastel because it gets diluted. On the bottle, it says putting onto dry hair will deposit more color. So my hair is fully dry right now, which is why I can fluff it around and everything. It is slightly two-toned, but it's not as bad as it was on Saturday. So we're gonna go in with this. I'm gonna put gloves on, gonna smother this around in my hair. It says to leave on for 3 to 5 minutes or longer, up to you. I'm probably gonna do it the time that Arctic Fox stays on, because I'm acting as if it's a semi-permanent hair dye. I mean, it is semi-permanent, but like the full color hair dye, not just a conditioner. And I think this is, the directions for this are just for a conditioner. So I'm gonna go see what my Arctic Fox bottle says, because I used to use that for the green. That's like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago now. Yeah, we're gonna put this on. I have a meeting in an hour and a half, so a little rushed, because it'll take me about half an hour to put this on, half an hour to rinse. So my hair will have half an hour to dry before that meeting, which means it's not gonna dry before that meeting. It took about 2 hours to dry. Cool. See you when this is dry, actually. I'm not going to show you what it looks like before I go and rinse it. Yeah, be back in a bit. Alright, so this is how it all turned out. So, 2 things. One, pretty sure that I was actually using the vibrant purple, not extreme purple. I think I said extreme purple a lot, and I hope that I correct this in editing. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was vibrant purple that I used, which then deposited this like pastel color. And I think one of the things that I liked about it is that it also almost acted like a toner and negated some of that yellow that was in there. So I didn't have to go and actually like, there was parts that were still kind of yellow and brassy and stuff, and none of that's coming through now, which is perfect. But what did happen is that those areas where there was that yellow brassy tone ended up just turning a pale blonde, which makes sense when you think about the color wheel and how things interact with that. So it now has like that two-tone almost like highlight look. So it looks like I have pastel purple hair with just pale, almost platinum blonde highlights, which wasn't what I was going for, but is not a bad outcome. Like, I gotta say, I'm very impressed with this. I'm very impressed with myself that I managed to do this, because this is the first time that I have ever bleached my hair. It's not the first time that I've dyed my hair. I've dyed my hair green at home before, and I've used box dye before. But when I dyed my hair green, it had already been made blonde professionally. But yeah, so I'm super thrilled with how this turned out. I'd say that if you want to use the daily conditioner as your dye, expect it to just go down one shade, because that's essentially what happened here, and it comes out great. And yeah, I used probably, I want to say a quarter of the bottle, I want to say, on this. I probably won't use as much when I like touch up, so my plan is that every 2 to 3 times that I shower, I'll use that instead of my regular conditioner, but we'll see with how that's going. You can follow me on my Instagram if you want to see updates about that. I probably won't make another video about how many times I end up having to use the daily conditioner to keep up with this color. But yeah, check out my Instagram. I post every day. You can see hair updates essentially there. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it was informative. Hope you try this at home and don't fuck it up, essentially. Pretty much just always make sure that your hair is in good condition. So my hair was essentially virgin when I started out. I haven't dyed it since July, I want to say, and this is now March, so like late July, early August is the last time that I box dyed it, and then, so that was maybe, this much of it had been box dyed, I want to say, somewhere around there. So all of this was completely virgin, but they also say usually after 3 months, box dye acts as virgin hair, not entirely, but it essentially did for my purposes, so keep that in mind. Be gentle to your hair. I think one of the pros is that the toner that I was using was from oVertone. So it was a toning conditioner, which kept my hair very moisturized and healthy, and the dye I was using was a daily conditioner that deposits color. So outside of the bleach, everything that I've done to my hair technically will only help it. It is a little drier than when I started out, but I feel like since I'm not bleaching again anytime soon because it's the color that I want, that's going to get better with time, especially because the dye that I'm using is a conditioner. So just treat your hair well, get products that are quality, things like that. But yeah, hope you guys have yourself a magical day, and I shall see you next time. Bye!